Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Errol Spence is still healing. And I'm going to be honest with you, from what I understand, it doesn't sound like he's still healing up from the damage he took as a result of fighting Terrence Crawford. Sounds to me like Errol Spence is taking the proper precautions to ensure he doesn't lose his eyesight. I really think there's a huge concern about Errol Spence and his vision. I really do. I think that has 95% to do with Errol Spence not trying to get back in the ring to avenge his loss to Terrence Crawford. So Errol Spence may have a 20/20 vision on what he wants to do with his career, but as far as if he's going to be able to do it, the vision is probably not so clear. Now, see, there were several reports put out about Errol Spence and having to have his eyesight repaired. Remember, he underwent cataract surgery, and he actually came out and said that there was something covering his eye. And as a result of whatever was covering his eye, he said he feels that really that had a lot to do with him getting hit with so many jabs by Terrence Crawford and so many hooks by Terrence Crawford. And a lot of fans didn't like that. They felt like Errol Spence was making an excuse. But then he comes out with the photo, with the bandage over his eye, and him being in a wheelchair. Don't quite understand the wheelchair, but maybe when you have that kind of surgery, it affects your equilibrium. But the bottom line, he came out looking really bad. But a lot of people didn't really understand cataract surgery and what it is. But that forced a lot of people to go and do some research. And what people learned is that when a person has to undergo cataract surgery, that's just a procedure to remove the lens of the eye, and in most cases, replace it with an artificial lens. Some people took that as Errol Spence had eye replacement surgery. Yo, Errol Spence did not have eye replacement surgery. I may make that the title of the video because people are going to click on it because that shit sounds funny. Errol Spence had eye replacement surgery. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. But anyway, they replaced it with a artificial lens. Now, the cataract, which is what Errol Spence had, it causes the lens to become cloudy when it's typically clear. So that's what Errol Spence was alluding to when he said things were cloudy and he couldn't see things the way he wanted to. Now, cataracts can eventually affect your vision. Often, complete healing happens within 8 weeks. So the reason that was a concern is because that was the second known eye surgery that Errol Spence went through. In August 2021, right before he pulled out the Manny Pacquiao fight, he had to pull out due to the fight due to a left retina surgery. So see, here it is again, the eyes. All right, you don't want to lose your damn vision, and that's what the concern is when it comes to Errol Spence. But as a result, your Danish Hughes was able to get in there, get an opportunity. Shot Pacquiao, unanimous decision win, and the Filipino legend retired. But Spence went on to say, if he would have fought Pacquiao, see, and this is what I don't understand. Was he having cloudy vision during that time? But anyway, he felt if he would have went and fought Pacquiao, that he probably would have been blind and lost his career. So that tells you that he's taken all the time he needs to make sure that he can continue with his career, but more importantly, not lose his vision. Anyway, Spence recovered from that surgery, banged with Hughes, and then here it is now. He ended up having to get the stuff with the surgery after the Terrence Crawford fight. And I tell you what, Errol Spence knows, man, him getting into the ring with a guy like Terrence Crawford for the rematch, especially with everything Errol Spence has gone through in the last few years, he knows that he's supposed to be the underdog. But what he also knows is fighting a guy like Terrence Crawford, and not being 100% on your eyes and the condition and health of your eyes. He knows that. He knows Terrence Crawford is vicious in the ring. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Terrence Crawford has a soft spot for Errol Spence. I'm gonna do a video about that. I really do. I just don't think Terrence Crawford would want to get in the ring with Errol Spence and beat him and hit him in the face and hit him in his eyes, knowing that Errol Spence's eyes aren't 100%, and he really isn't, and he's not in any condition to be getting hit in his face, especially his eyes. I think if Terrence Crawford were to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence end up being blinded in one eye or both eyes, I think that would ruin Terrence Crawford. I think that would destroy Terrence Crawford emotionally, because that's just not something he wants to do. Not to Errol Spence. You can tell Terrence Crawford has a lot of respect for him. But that being said, glad Errol Spence is getting himself together, taking the necessary time off. But he does plan on continuing to fight. But from what I'm gathering, the eyes are the concern. And if he doesn't return, it's because Errol Spence is like, shit, I have kids, I got my family, I got all this money, I have everything I want. I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't have to do this. So why come out here and risk losing your vision for a $20 million payday when you're probably sitting on close to like $120 million? I mean, just chill, man. And I hope he just retires and chills out, because man, I'd hate to hear that this man got in the ring again because he ain't fighting soft touches. He's fighting killers. And Errol Spence gets hit. Now he gets hit and his eyes get damaged and then he ends up blind. Like, that's horrible, man. That being said, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.